I spent 6 weeks covered in clay learning how to throw pottery, and today I'm showing you every single piece I made, including the ones that almost collapsed on the wheel. Let's dive in. First and foremost, part 2, I pick up a new hobby, and recently I concluded a 6 weeks pottery class, and these are the things that I made from that class. First, we have this cute little number right here. And this was one of the first things that I made. It's pretty heavy, and that just goes to show that I did not have all the skills that I have now. I was still learning. It's pretty heavy, and even the trim work is not clean. It's pretty messy, but that's okay anyways. I wanted to keep this piece because I wanted to remember this hobby, you know, in the near future, and kind of like look back on this and see how I've improved my skills, because I plan on taking the pottery class again. But this will be sort of like a reflection piece where I'm like, oh wow, like look, the first thing I made, it's so amateur and so like, you know, not great, but look where I'm at now. But I kind of like this piece a lot. It's super cute, and I think I might drink tea out of this. I think it'll be perfect for tea, like, yeah. And then we have this other piece, which you can see I got a bit better. My skills improved much more. These were all dipped. The first batch that I'm showing right now were all dipped. I did not have the patience to glaze them, like to paint them one by one, so I just dipped them. But this was another piece that I made, and I love the color of this one. Super cute. I also made this one, and I decided to dip it in the yellow. I think this color is called Marigold, and this one is possibly called Sky Blue or some other name. But I also made this, which, as I said, these were the first few things I made, because look at the little crack in the middle. And it's also pretty heavy. But and also these pieces, before I learned to pull, I just kept making short pieces. This one I made for my friend because she asked me to make her an incense holder. So I was just vibing, and ended up creating this two trimmed layered thingy looking thing, and it came out pretty cute. And then over here was going to be the part where she was going to like put the incense in, but later she told me she didn't need it anymore. She didn't need an incense holder, so she's still gonna get this though. She could keep it, but she could use it for something else, because I think it's still super cute. It's pretty heavy too. And once again, I'm not good at trimming, but the next time I take the class again, I'll work on my trimming skills. And I wished I actually hadn't dipped this one in Marigold. I wish I actually took my time and paintbrushed this one with like various glazes, maybe like 3 different glazes, possibly like black obsidian, definitely would have been one of the glazes that I used, and 2 other glazes, maybe rainforest and seaweed or some other pretty cool color. But that's okay anyways, we learn, we live, if that's the same. I also made this one. Once again, you could tell I hadn't really mastered it yet. Look at the crack. But that's okay though, I still love them. They will always hold a place in my heart. Those were the first pieces that I ever made in my pottery class. And then once I finally relaxed and really started, you know, playing around for real, I made these also. This is where my skills really started to show. Like, this is so cool. I don't know what I would use this for yet, but I think I'll just use it as a decor. I don't think I'll put anything in here. And then I made this one for my niece, and I just was like, let me just have fun with this. She likes pink, so I decided to try various shades of pink, and it turned out pretty cool. It looks very like a party bowl. She could put ice cream in here or something. And then this one I also made, which this is like one of my favorite pieces, my most favorite pieces. Not even because of the shape of the bowl. The shape of the bowl is pretty basic, but because of the glaze, look how cool that glaze is. I don't remember the name of the glaze that I used for this. It was 2 different glaze. They had the sample at the pottery class, and I just picked it up and recreated it on here. And then the outside is also a pretty cool combo, which also they had a sample of this. So it turned out really good. Once I learned how to pull, I really went for it, and I really started creating like really great stuff. And then there's this one also. When I made this in class, the instructors were so impressed. They were like, oh my gosh, she made a plate. Oh my gosh, she made a plate. And I was like, oh my god, I made a plate. But this color, it's not a bad color, but I'm not really that impressed by it. This is not my most favorite glaze. I feel that the plate itself is nice, but I should have went in with various colors of glaze to give it more depth. I feel that using just one color makes the plate flat, when had I gone in with possibly something like this, which is like 3 different glazes in here, or 2, I think it would have really made this plate pop out more. But that's okay. I still, you know, I still like it. I'm gonna keep it. I'll probably give it to my mom. Lastly, we have the last batch of pots that I made. These are mugs, and these are for my cousins and my sister. This one came out super perfect, and I decided to twist the handle because my cousin does hair. And since there was a lot going on the inside, I wanted to do a white glaze on the outside. But I'm not happy with this white glaze because it's not glossy. I like glossy finish, and I wish I had gone with a glossy finished color that wasn't white, because I think it would have looked so much better. But I'm still not too disappointed with the final result. I'm actually really happy that the inside came out this amazing, because when I was glazing it, the swirls and the colors got mixed up, and it didn't look like it was going to turn out to this. So I was a bit concerned about that, but it turned out really great, and I'm super proud of myself because look at my creation. And the thing about pots and pottery is that they shrink every time they're fired, every time they go in the kiln, every time you trim it. Like, they just keep shrinking until the final results. And it's like, when I made this, it was way bigger than this, but it's shrunk so much, and I'm just like, psh, I don't know how much tea they could drink out of this. Maybe they could just use it as a decor. But I love this mug. Would I be making another mug the next time I take pottery? Absolutely not. I don't think making mugs is my favorite thing, and I'm not making bowls either. Lastly, well, not lastly, we still have one more to go, but this is another mug that I made. This one is also for my other cousin, and I decided to braid the handle because she braids also, but I think because she'll like it, so I decided to braid the handle, and it looks really nice. Such a nice color. I think for the outer area I used, I want to say rainforest, seaweed, or some other green colors. I think I used 3 different green shades of green actually, and some other blue, but you can't really see that blue. You can only see like a small hint of it, but you can't see the blue. And then on the inside, I got the inspo from Pinterest. I used white, I used smoky merlot. Is it merlot or merlot? It's pronounced one of those. And I also went in with some other blue color that obviously is not visible. It was, well, it's a bit faint. It's like a turquoise or light mint color in there, if you could see it. But this also turned out really good. I knew the inside of this was going to be pretty cool. Even when I was glazing it, I was like, oh, I can't wait to see the finished product. This is gonna be so cool. This one also shrunk, but that's okay. I don't know, she could drink like 2 drops of tea out of here. Not that much tea, but she could drink a little something. And lastly, we have this one. I made this one for my sister. She's a big tea drinker, and so I had to make her mug extremely big because she drinks tea religiously, and she's also a mom, you know, mom things. And for the outer area, I think I went in with rainforest, black obsidian, and some other color that I can't think of, but I like how it turned out. And then on the inside, I think I went in with black obsidian and some other really dark blue that I cannot remember, but I also like how the inside turned out. But yeah, she could drink tea out of this. And those are all the pots. And for the inside of this one, it's black obsidian. I think black obsidian is that girl. Black obsidian works with every color, especially has a base. It works with every color. So I will always be using black obsidian for every other pots I make in the future. But this has black obsidian, and then there's, I want to say, rainforest or seaweed. And then there's like the lime green. There's the lime green that I used here. You can also see how I included it in here. So imagine if I did this whole color combo on this, it would have ate. But I was just young. Now I know better. So the next round I take pottery again. I'm going to make phenomenal pieces, as in out of this world pieces, as in pieces that you look at and stare at, but not for use. But pottery class was fun, and if anyone's thinking about trying pottery, you should definitely try it. It's fun. I will not say it's relaxing, because whatever idea you have in your mind is not what you will execute. You end up executing something completely different, but in the midst of executing something completely different, you end up making something really, really cool and beautiful. Because all these pieces, they were not really supposed to turn out how they turned out. I had a whole completely different idea in my head for some of the bowls here, but I think they turned out cooler, and that's okay.